I'm gonna share this and I'm gonna come right back with y'all. 1 second, y'all. Just give me 1 second. I pour my pants. I look a little tired right now. Literally just now getting in the crib. So. Y'all no explanation like Mint Bleak. Y'all no explanation like Mint Bleak say. That was praise of the year right there. But speaking of Mint Bleak and joining it with Jay-Z and everything like that, let me put some things in perspective here. Because I think, on both ends, some people are right, some people are dead wrong. Dave Dash has now become the actual Chatty Patty on these networks and these airways nowadays, and the latest batch of gossip that went around was he got kicked out of his apartment. I think it was in Manhattan. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't like it about those things. Who knows? But it was in New York. And subsequently, he was with his daughter, as is rumored or whatever. She's done a piece on it. I posted that up because Dame didn't, and I want to make sure. Sometimes you got to get that information out there. You understand? Thank you for that store. I appreciate that. Sometimes you got to put that information out there, because if you don't, you'll leave it up to other people to have their own matriculations of the story. You understand? So I wanted to make sure that I did that, and it would look corny if it came from Dame. But sooner or later, you're going to have to address that in a different way. And I think the best way is heading it head on. You know what I mean? Listen, man, ain't nobody, I heard Myth say the other day, man, shout out to Q or I heard Myth say the other day, though, I got to say it how it is. I heard him say the other day he was at a chateau, somewhere out there, you know what I mean, southern France or something, I don't know. Who knows these things? So anyway, he was somewhere, you understand? And so he said something that stuck out to me. He was like, yo, if this ain't working, let's try this business. If this ain't working, let's try this business. See, I know this better than anybody because I do all kinds of shit. For real, to keep my money coming in. You got to. Dame hasn't exited or separated himself, unfortunately, like a lot of these rappers have, to the reality that that money just ain't there no fucking more. Not in this thing with ours we used to have anyway. It ain't there no more. It ain't there no more. Now I'm working on a new project, but the project I already got highlighted in the back of my mind. This ain't nothing but promo. You understand? I don't expect, maybe it'll go differently. I don't expect to sell the same numbers that I would have sold in the height of Rockefeller and Bad Boy and a couple other record labels that were the kings back then. I don't expect to sell those type of numbers because, one, we got to make a distinction. See, Jay-Z and Dame come from an era where they were still selling physical entities, which were discs. And those discs were worth a low bunch of money. They were worth about $17 to $75, depending on which year. You had a box set and it's got a signed poster in it or something like that, or a sign, whatever. That jump it up. Now this is a box set, you know what I'm saying? And it used to be that a lot of these guys, they made their money during these highlighted times. Master P is some of the persons that's still spending money from that era. Before he went to jail, I'm pretty sure Suge Knight still had a couple dollars left in them death row days tucked around somewhere. I don't know. Who knows these things? But those guys came at a different period than you guys are right now. So just allow me to explain this and you'll understand Dame Dash a little bit better. See, there was a time when you had places like Virgin Megastore, Tower Records. I spoke about this before. They were all in Manhattan and throughout the New York City tri-state, including in Connecticut and Jersey. And these places used to sell these albums and things, box sets or whatever, for anywhere between, the lowest you could get a piece for was maybe $8, and it would toggle all the way up to probably 75, maybe 120 if you're talking about the Rolling Stones or Madonna commemorative edition. You understand what I'm saying? With an extra hosiery left in the box or something. But anyway, you always had these things out there, and they ran strong for a couple of years. I even saw, when I came into the music business under the street team, I remember, because our office was right literally on top of a Virgin Megastore, one of the biggest in Manhattan on 42nd Street, 1540 Broadway. So when I was coming in on the street team, it was just transitioning out of tapes, really. You understand what I'm talking? We're talking about like late 99 coming into 2000. So they were just transitioning out of tapes, not even 3-4 years ago, into CDs. So you had that CD run that went for a good almost 10 years, maybe 11 years, real strong. But out of that 10 years, it was probably like 7 of it that was just dedicated to the millionaires and the billionaires now that you see today. They worked very hard. I was part of those teams that helped promote those albums and everything like that, whether in the tri-state or state to state. So I know. It was a lot that was put into promoting those albums because they wanted those CDs to sell, and they would ship those CDs sometimes based on the target that they wanted to reach through IRAA. So whether that be gold, I'm not saying all record companies did this, but a lot of record companies did that. They would ship them out. And for us, it wasn't a bad merger because specifically with Arista, who was our distributor at that time, they had a thing with BMG and, not BMG, Virgin Megastore anyway, where they had a little deal. Certain groups had deals. I think we all tired of money buying us less. I went to the grocery store the day before yesterday. I felt like I needed a loan. You know what I mean? I was like, somebody could let me borrow $20 up in this motherfucker. I really want to get this motherfucking milk. The milk's $17. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they come from a different time. So when you're talking about Puff, when you're talking about Jay, when you're talking about Master P, when you're talking about many of these different guys who are out there, D&Y, shout out to them, they come from a time when CDs were still selling. This is where they made the buck of their money. Now, what y'all don't understand is the difference is nowadays, that money ain't there no more as far as the spins are concerned and all that crap or whatever. This whole spending metric and I don't know how to measure it. I really don't. I mean, I know it's 0.00, and if you're a real baller, it might be 0.08 cent or something like that. Regardless of the point, you got to get a tremendous amount of, what is it, like maybe 1 million spins or something like that before it starts being worth something. And that depends on what type of artist you are. But put this in perspective. Say 1 million spins, right, compared to 1 million units sold at $17. You do the math. What you get now on Spotify at 1 million views versus 1 million units being sold at $17. This is the era that Dame Dash comes from. You got to understand this. So since Dame comes from this type of era, what happened is he still wants to be in that era. And it's hard to give it up. I know it is. It's hard to give it up. It's hard to be a cakeaholic. Ain't how you said it? Now, many of y'all remember me doing a video. And when I did that video is still up on his channel. It's still titled with his name in it, so you can go look for it for yourself. I said when Chatty was down there in Philly, when Jay-Z was down there in Philly, and he said Dame's there on the stage, I said, he's saying your name for a reason because he want to taunt you to see if you're going to react back. My best advice is don't say nothing, Dame. What Dame do? He waited 2 to 3 days, got with Art the Fart and a couple of, I don't hate that guy, I just call him Art the Fart to be funny. But he got with Art the Fart, he got with a couple other bloggers, and they say, yo, you know what, Dame? Tell us everything. So the same Chatty Patty that you spoke about, you've now become. You on every podcast there is. All these mom and pop podcasts, and you've been interviewed by the Hollywood Reporter, you've been interviewed by Forbes, you've been interviewed by some like publications that people would die to get into. You've been a part of. I'm not talking about years ago, I'm talking about recently, within the past 3 year cycle. So when I hear Dame on these podcasts nowadays talking to these people and telling them, oh, well, this, that, and the other, and the third, and how you have to do this, you can't get kicked out of apartments that cost $10 a month, and you know that ain't in your budget no more. You should have took your ass to Jersey. You know that as bad as I know that. We got to keep it funky. You should have took your ass to Jersey. If you wanted to be that close and come over, you should have took your ass right over to Hoboken, go right over. You understand what I'm saying? To catch that nice little train in. It would have been good for you anyway because you could start breathing the city again. See, that's what you miss. You're not breathing the city no more. You become decadent. Somebody got to fucking tell you. You ain't got the money to do that no more. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got the money to do that no more. Now, I'm saying as a man to you, I'm not telling you how to run your household or anything like that because God forbid it. But we ain't got that money no more. That money's not in circulation no more. There's some money out here, but it ain't that money no more. You understand what I'm saying? And you going back and forth on these corny, dried out podcasts that don't deal with nothing but gossip or whatever, speaks against the narrative that you initially put out. Anti-Chatty Patty. You now become Chatty Patty. My nigga, I can't even escape it. Niggas on the block is talking about you. You know that, right? I can't even escape the conversation no more. I'm like, yo, I gotta say something. I'm talking to one of my homeboys last night, not even in the conversation. He's like, yo, what about that nigga Dave Dash? I said, shit, you know what? You're right. I said, don't respond to Jay when he was down there on Philly on that stage because the pure simple fact the video was still up, because the pure simple fact he was testing you to see what you was going to do because he knew he was getting ready to go out on a run. I've been watching Jay-Z do this. He's damn near close friends with Puff. So I've been watching Jay-Z do these runs every year. Niggas don't understand the hair jet. Every time that nigga drop an album, in between albums, he grow out his hair, do something with his hair. That's what Jay do. So for me to see Dame use this opportunity where you could have been on stage over there, Yankee. You could have been on stage. Jazzo was there. Jazzo was there. Jazzo was there. Jazzo was doing the same shit you was doing. He was going from podcast to podcast. God bless his heart. I like the guy. But he was going to every podcast he could or whatever. But the music wasn't outshining the podcast interviews. That's where a lot of you rappers are headed to. Stop sitting down with these freaking podcasts. You see me? I don't sit down with none of these motherfuckers. For nothing. Whole time doing the pub trial. Sit down with us. We got 3,000 for you. Now I'm good. I told somebody something I wouldn't do something. Shout out to Cron, you heard? Shout out to little bad boy, you heard? All that. But yeah, I told Chrome in the chamber, I told him, I said I wouldn't do it. So I didn't do it. I kept my promise. And I'm still not going to go on your podcast and talk about what happened in the music industry back in 2002 or 2003. If a nigga will sit online all day long and talk about that, please believe he will sit with the cops and tell them everything they need to know. You better get as far away as you can for this. I ain't never lost my street senses. I never lost my street sense. I've been through all kinds of shit. I'm different than those other guys that were up there. A lot of those guys ain't never really been through that except for the stuff in their neighborhood. I'm talking about I put myself out there. I ran with a crew. We sold a lot of drugs. I made a lot of money even before I came to the music industry. The street team and then later on the Ciroc shit and the revolt, all that. No. I was one of those guys that had a jail record 2 times over before I even came in there. I just finished my last bid. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's something to brag and boast about. But the point is, Dame's from that too. Dame used to be out here getting money. Dame is a boxer. Many of y'all don't even know that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know how good he is now, but he was a good boxer and he was a contender. That's the truth. Dame's got some good stock in him because he's got a lot of knowledge and he knows how the operation of the game goes. But for God crying out loud, would you stop this fucking shit going to sit with everybody? You know what? Another thing about Jay-Z, I forgot to tell you in the last 30-minute clip. Let me tell you this time. Or let me go over here and regurgitate this story. Don't get on that fucking path. You get on that fucking path, that's what they want you to do. They start using you as a chessboard piece. You want them this week? Okay, boom. Left, right. You want them this week? All right, boom. Shoot them over here to Art the Farts channel. You want them this week? Shoot them over here to this channel. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to put you in a cycle. And what they're going to start doing is going to start making fun of you. That's what slowly doing right now. This thing with your daughter and all that stuff, oh, they're running through the ground with that. That's why I put the clip up. Because you got to take the hit for that. Don't do any other measure beside that, Dame, but take the hit for it. Be like, yep, that was my fault. Because then they'll look at you as a man, and what you'll automatically see, not to say they don't look at you as a man now, but what they'll automatically see is they'll see one thing come out of you. This is a man that's got passion and love for his child, and he can be calm. He can be tame. He can come out and say it is wrong. And I think that's the problem. A lot of people have never heard you say you wrong. Oh, it's a strong feeling. You got to come out and say you're wrong. Let me tell you something. Not too long ago, probably had to be, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago, something like that. I had talked to a female that I hadn't talked to in a very, very long time. And this female meant a lot to me. Real pretty Puerto Rican girl, curly hair, that's all y'all gonna get. But she meant a lot to me. You understand what I'm saying? And somewhere between us dating and stuff like that, I messed it up. And she messed it up too. You know what I'm saying? So We split or whatever. Some things happened in between that ain't none of y'all business, and I'll never put that online. But some things happened, nothing violent or nothing like that. But some things happened between us when we ain't end on good terms. And so I called her up, this out of the blue. I said, let me see if I can contact her through this app. So I hit it through the app or whatever, and she was surprised as hell to hear from me. And I was surprised as hell to hear her voice. And she sounded exactly the same. She sounded exactly the same. She was a different person, but she sounded exactly the same. But the point was, I apologized to her. I said, yo, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I was wilding back then. I had chicks all over me. I was just getting into the bad boy thing. I was on direct effects for 2 seasons. Shout out to T. Clayton and Burnham and Murray over there in the company. You know what I mean? I was doing my thing. I was out here. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I just came off a stint from selling drugs and shit. So I was always making money. So the funny thing is, she accepted my apology. And that's what you need right now, Dame. You need people to accept your apology. Now, every couple of months, when Jay get ready to come out with something or whatever, here you come like the boogeyman, Mr. Chatty Patty. Here you come like the boogeyman. And guess what Jay-Z did in 97 to me? And guess what happened that time we went down to Kimbrook, Mississippi? Don't nobody care. I'm here to tell you, don't nobody give a fuck. These people are using you on their podcast if you don't know, and I don't know how you don't know this because you got a media thing that you do. These people will use you on your podcast to make a mockery of you. And everything you said that's real is fra. Because make no mistake about it, if you want to talk about the game and some of the players that's in it, you better not go no further than Dame Dash. That much you could be assured of. Everybody know him. Oh, you're not going to get past that. Everybody know him. He made sure everybody knew him. He's a Harlem Bronx nigga. He made sure everybody knew him before he got in the music game. If you watch Pay in Full, you'll get an example of who he kind of was up in that side. You understand? I used to be the car back in the day. My uncle had a Saab and a Peugeot. I don't know about that, right? Anyway, Dame is at a crossroads right now. See, you mucked up. You should have never responded to Jay. You mucked up. You messed up, booby. You messed up. But, all right, I'm going to keep it fucking with you. They ain't going to fuck with you no more. I hate to tell you that shit. Goddamn. Somebody got to tell you, man. They ain't going to fuck with you no more. You had a slight. This was your last time. You know how some niggas get a last time? This was your last time doing that. It was like, yo, he fully out. And you ain't even see the itinerary. What else he got planned? You know Jay don't flow through with just one thing planned. He flow through with like several things planned. You know that. You know that. You told him. So, this is the point of interest here. Because I'm not going to get into one of these things where a lot of people think that I'm just going to sit around, talk down about this man, blast him, or whatever. No. I'm here to offer an intervention. An intervention is needed. See, Dame, if you want to get back on top of the game, there's 2 things you got to do. Number 1, you need to go clean face again. Just having a beard doesn't make you look important. I don't know why a lot of men think the beard makes them look important. It looks fucking horrible on you. Cut the beard, shave the shit off, and make sure you shaved at all good times. You understand what I'm saying? It gives a youthful speck about you. Second of all, stop dressing like you're fucking 22. All right? It looks fucking retarded. All right? You was in the what's the chick's name? Chrissy Pissy. What's her name? The fucking little beach bum bitch from Jackie Brown. What's the little beach bum bitch you've been pushing around? Like, you come on. Well, you gonna get mad at me? Who's the little beach bum bitch you've been pushing around? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ABC, all that shit. You did a World Star video for that. You paid for that shit. Was that why you was late on the rig? Cause you paid for that bitch? I better not find out you motherfucking were late on the rent because of the beach bum bitch. That bitch was like you picked up at the local Piggly Wiggy in South Carolina. Aren't you Dave Dash? Yeah. Hop in the van, bitch. I'll make you a star. Motherfucker, I gave you money and you're still begging. I don't know you. You ain't give me nothing. Ain't nobody said nothing about cash ass, but it's to come in and mess up the conversation. Homie, we good over here. You ain't donate shit. You stop lying. That's another thing. See how they do, Dame? You check out the what's the name here? Check out the chat room. That's what they do. They're going to get you in a circle so they can zoom you out and get rid of you. That's what they want to do. There's a whole bunch of these little agents. I don't know if they work for the CIA, FBI, who they work for. What's going on, God? I don't know who they work for. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of these niggas online, I believe, are agents. You understand what I'm saying? Whether they're agents within their own constriction with their podcasts and their vlogging, because you got to believe these vloggers, they talk to each other. Just like we used to talk to each other in the music industry and still do, these niggas talk to each other too. Oh, they be on the phone with each other, plotting and scheming, all kinds of shit. You don't know they. This ain't Forbes, nigga. This ain't Forbes. This ain't the Hollywood Report. This ain't none of that. So you got to be careful. In the proud words of Money Mike, you got to be careful. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to say to you, you messed up and mucked up a huge opportunity. See, you had to do an AI video to put yourself on that stage. Well, say if you would have said some kind words about Jay-Z, he probably would have brought you out on that stage too. Boom. Dame Dash Music Group is back in effect. We got the look that we needed now. We could take Chrissy Prissy, whatever that broad's name is, you've been floating around here. You know what I'm saying? A couple of niggas is mad at you about that too, because they like, out of everybody you could have took up under your wing and made a superstar, you picked this bitch. A lot of people was the streets is talking, man. I'm just saying. I ain't talking about somebody gonna jump you or something like that. I'm just saying, like, streets is talking. Cam over there trying to hold his tongue. I know. A lot of people trying to hold their tongue because they see the shit that's going on. I even wild. But you gotta know when to pull back from it, because what'll happen is sometimes these suckers that ain't never had nothing going on, never will have nothing going on, ain't never seen none of the stuff we see. Some of these niggas don't even know or couldn't even fancy what a $10,000 a month apartment look like. That $10,000 a month. You ever seen a place that costs $30,000 a month? You understand what I'm saying? They don't understand that metric. Only a few people gonna understand that metric. And you was doing that before the music industry. But we in a different time now, Bubby. These people, they don't like us. They don't like people that represent us. They believe in all these fairy tales and all these different stories about the Baphomet and worshiping goat heads and all this other weird stuff that they believe in or whatever. So you're in a fight up the hill when you're dealing with some of these people, because some of these people have no idea or contention of reality. You understand? I've had so many people write comments that were based in nothing but speculation, based in how they felt for the day, based in what they had heard on another podcast. Well, so-and-so said this over her podcast, so it must be true. So-and-so ain't never been around us either, so how she know? And what they'll do is they're quick to try to discredit people like Dame Dash, myself, and even other people that have been around in the music industry and saw different situations transact. I told y'all from the get-go, I said, yo, when it comes to this whole Diddy thing, I don't see it like that, because I never saw nothing like that. And I've been out of the state with these people 20 over times over all across the country. And I never saw none of that. So what I say to y'all is this, man. Every now and then, stop with the gossiping. That includes you too, Dane. Stop with the gossiping and get with some facts. If there's something to present, let's present it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lawsuit to be had, then get that lawsuit going. But this endless going back and forth, back to everybody. I seen Dame like 6-7 times this week, and none of it has been about music. I'm like, nigga, you were doing all this shit down on the podcast, telling Chrissy Prissy got a new album out. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? I rate that shit 4 trash cans. You understand? I rate Chrissy Prissy's the beach bum. Man, listen, man. If you don't get that bitch the fuck up out our face with that shit, all these people out here that had to have an opportunity, and you gave it to Chrissy Prissy. You understand what I'm saying? Nah, I don't like that bitch. Tell her I said I don't like that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an insult to the game itself. That ain't the next wave. You understand? Now I'm trying to tell you, go full throttle with that broad. Let me tell you something that's gonna happen, Dave. All right, let me give you another piece of advice. All right, if you're listening, listen to me. My finger hit the screen. So real quick, let me explain something to you. Number one, if you're gonna go throttle with an artist, definitely don't rock with that broad you with. That broad got maybe one 1, 2, 3, ABC, and that was some shit that should have never happened. All right, I hate to hold you. That's some shit that should have never happened. Repeat with me. That's some shit that should have never happened. All right, we can sweep that up under the rug. But when you got artists like Currency, you got artists like I think you had Spragga Benz for a minute when you was over there with you was over there at 42nd Street, because I came up in that office before. You was on the second floor, and that building got the gold leaflet on it or whatever. I think there's like a restaurants or something like that, but it's like semi, but it's on the other end of MTV, but it's right there on that strip. Dame used to have a nice office. And so I just say this, man. Number one, do a whole podcast about the situation that happened with you and your daughter. You got to do that. If you don't, they're not going to believe you anymore. Please trust me on this one. If you don't do a podcast or address this, and I'm talking about full scale, I'm not talking about make a mention and be like, I'm not going to say anything else about it. You got to say something else about it. You understand what I'm saying? This is not like a Jay-Z Target situation. Jay-Z Target situation, that's business. It's like Myth said, who the fuck's album ain't in Target right now? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm supposed to be different because y'all boycotting. Then when I call on the people, you understand what I'm saying? You hear death calls, you know what I mean? So nah, you can't get that out of me. I said the same shit. You can't get no activism out of me right now. I stand with y'all, some shit go down, but y'all can't get no activism out of me. Because when I call on the people, they ain't there. You understand what I'm saying? They're only there for something in it for them. So, like I said, one thing I would do is I have a whole podcast thing and speak about everything that went on with your daughter, speak about the possible way, or they're going to create it for you. You understand what I'm saying here? They're going to create it for you. And you don't want that. If they create it for you, you understand? Because this is what the people like to do. Y'all got to fall out of this whole thing, or the people all together, whatever. No, the people are all together until you do something they don't like. Then they'll split and they will flip and they will trip on you. I've seen this a million times now. From girls, guys, different vloggers, they're at the top and they love to send it in on people that got some flow with them. So you got to remember these things when you're out here vlogging, talking, sitting down with people, whatever. Them people are not your friends. As soon as you sit down with them, as quick as you sit down with them, as soon as you walk out the room, they talking about you. Think of it just like the hood. So when I go hang with people I hang with, there's only about 5 different friend groups I know. Ain't nothing ill been spoken about me as I walk out that room. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nothing ill been spoken about me when I walked out that room. Now, there's other rooms I walk out of, and there might be some shit said about me. Yo, that nigga got some flow right now. Yo, that nigga, he working on another project. Yo, that nigga, you know what I'm saying? He taking things into his own hands, his destiny into his own felt. You know what I'm saying? And all that would be fucking true. Who cares? Point is, I'm getting at here is this. You, Dame, Silencio. You look like a fucking Mama Luke in a stenard right now. You know what I mean by that? You understand a little bit of Italian. You look like a fucking Mama Luke in a stenard. And we can't have one of the greatest that's ever been in the business looking like a fucking Mama Luke or a stenard. Right? Right. White Mike. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know why you wrote that with a giggle emoji behind it. Real quickly, right? On my channel, I don't do giggles with niggas, especially strangers. I don't giggle with niggas. I don't find when you just because you left some giggle emojis behind. People have this new have y'all seen this? Like I just want to, because this is how they're gonna do Dame. People have this new thing about them where they'll leave a comment. I probably got like 200 comments like this, where they'll leave a comment and then behind it or in the beginning of it's got some laughing emojis to try to enforce you to try to go along with it and agree with it in a subtle way. I'm here to tell you, right? And y'all excuse my French. I don't fucking want to giggle with you. All right? I'm not a giggling ass nigga. I ain't never been a real giggling nigga unless it's niggas I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't giggle with strangers. And I definitely don't giggle with strangers when the intent is to bash somebody. I think that's devilish. I think I find it a thing. Just like right now, I could bash on Dame Dash. I could talk about Dame. And there's certain people that are showing up here because that's what they want to hear. They want to hear niggas arguing with each other, including black women. Some black women, not all, because there's some stand-up black women, but some black women, they enjoy sitting back saying, look, they go to them niggas again. So what I'm telling you guys is, because I'm fucking half black, man. Like, what the fuck am I going to say? I'll tell you guys this. Stop sitting down with them, Dane. ASAP. Every time you sit down, every time that camera roll, and every time they don't use certain amount of footage, they might come back to that footage later on and say, you know what, let's clip this up because of the footage that I edited out. There's a exception of this. There's an assertion of this. We could throw this in the game 5 months out. This is how these podcasters think. The ones that have intent. This is why their channels blow up. Their channels blow up because they don't offer nothing but gossip. Every day on the day. Meanwhile, we got Chud the Builders. We got imitation Chud the Builders out here now that I warned y'all about on this channel. I said, as soon as he get locked up, there's going to be a whole bunch of people that's going to imitate him. What happened? People started imitating him. You know what I'm saying? And he's still locked up. So those are the people you should really have your focus on. Those are the people you really should have your focus on, not each other. So if I got to, bring a little change to the game or whatever, that's how I do it. So if you want to do giggles and all that shit, go somewhere else. I'm not a giggling ass nigga. What I look like, and it's always some dudes leaving giggle emojis. Like, why are dudes leaving giggle emojis? What's so fucking funny? What's so happy about your life? That fake pretend happiness shit these niggas be doing online, calling everybody broke, and compared to who? You work at fucking Burger King. I literally went to this dude's page, right? And he wrote in that same comment, and I said, let me just go over here and check his page. I go over to his page. This nigga got a whole vlog shit about him working at Burger King somewhere down south. I swear to God to you, I was like, this is the nigga calling people broke? Based on whose metrics? So don't be fooled by these motherfucking what's names. We got loose time every day on a day anyway. 9 times out of 10, you ain't got shit going on anyway. But we're not here to bash the subscribers and nothing like that. I don't get into the giggles and all that. I don't come from no background like we giggling with strangers and shit like that. For what? What we giggling about? You know what I'm saying? What we giggling about? And then I started thinking maybe it's a regional thing. But Dame, listen to me. They're going to try to do the same thing about you. They're starting their beginning structures up and down. They're going to make fun of you. They're going to joke you about the freaking apartment thing all this week. So let's get prepared for it. Put up your shield. It's coming. All right? It's coming. So please for sure, because this is how they do. They get a 3 or 4 day cycle out of it. They haven't really been able to grasp onto it yet. So you're going to give some of these vloggers a 3 or 4 days loop cycle, whatever. That clip, I put it up because of pure simple fact, I don't want somebody coming, look what I discovered. No. Put that shit out there. Everybody gets fucked up. There's somebody right now that's sitting in the projects, that's sitting on their phone that they probably got from NYCHA or some shit like that, sitting on their phone, in the 3rd floor of this housing projects in New York City somewhere, typing like a motherfucker, and you ain't never moved up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? Some of y'all got generations of folks that live in the projects and they ain't never found a way. So if a nigga want to go get a $10,000 apartment because that's what he accustomed to, then fuck it, so be it. Who the fuck are you to hop online and make fun of him if your living situation ain't up to par? Is that fair? I miss, even though my place right now, we got to talk too much. My place right now is nice. My place is huge. But the place I had before, I had a pool, I had a weight room, I had a sauna, I had a balcony. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll have it back. But sometimes you got to wait out. But I think what that $10,000 a month could have went to, it could have went to a project. It could have went to paying for promo for something like that. I don't know how much money you got coming in. But listen, stop getting $10,000 a month fucking apartments. You can't afford it right now. Focus your money and invest your money like you always said. Now, $10,000 investment on an apartment each month, how much does that bring out to? $120,000 a year? How is that a good investment, Mr. Good Investment Man? Huh? Wasn't you the nigga that was sitting on Power 105 talking about, oh, this good investment? So now you look like a fucking stenard. So please stop going out here and getting $10,000 a month apartments. You can't fucking afford it. Respectfully. What's up, bro? I remember you were saying a lot of this shit about what's happening now on the industry experience. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you too, man. Make sure, since somebody don't want me to, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, or make sure y'all hit up the Super Chat. You know what I mean? One of the two or whatever. We're gonna be traveling tomorrow. I got something for y'all. The other night I spent my own money. Well, actually, it wasn't all my own money. Somebody donated about $30 to me, so that's when I was already down there. So I was like, you know what? Somebody donated $30 to me. I'm gonna go ahead and do that or whatever. And I took y'all to a couple places, but we're gonna start moving around again. I'm gonna take y'all to some nice places, but like I said, we need travel money because I don't want to just do this once out of the week or twice out of. I want to do it like every other day, and it's all between a couple of dollars. You understand what I'm saying? So if y'all hit that Cash App, it's a pool, and that pool is for $150. That's chump change. Throw something in there, even if a couple of y'all just throw $10 in there, whatever it's a traveling cost. I'm not getting anything out of $150 in the Northeast. Trust me. That's why I be laughing at people. $150. Shh. That shit, you can spend $150 within 3 hours in New York. You understand what I'm saying? Literally. So I don't live in New York. I live in the next state over, so I have to travel. So make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. If you know my pedigree, we don't play no games. We show people what we do with our money over here. We ain't trying to go on vacations. We ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, buy the newest sneakers and nothing like that. YouTube got people thinking they all celebrities and nowhere near it. I think some people, yeah, I guess. I mean, like, at the same time, I mean, some people are celebrities. I mean, you can't say Tasha K don't count. You can't say even whether you like her or don't like her. You can't say a couple different personalities don't count. You understand what I'm saying? Because they do. I mean, when you got major media outlets going to them and wanting to sit down with them, that is a form of celebrity in this early point in the day. You know what I'm saying? And 4 more years from now, will even be even more so, if that makes any sense. But I don't look at myself as a celebrity. I look at myself as somebody that knows a lot of celebrities. I look at myself as somebody that actually worked around and in the music industry for 17 years, even though some people try to strip that from you because it doesn't fit their narrative. You understand what I'm saying? Or you're not the epitome of what they want. You understand what I'm saying? So you get a lot of people that hop online or whatever, and that's what's kind of happening with this Dame Dash thing. You got a lot of people hopping online. They think they know Dame personally because they see him in videos and interviews and what he says or whatever. You know, we all been media trained back in them days, so we all know how to edit. Dame knows how to edit very well. I've seen him do it now 15, 20 times. He knows he's good with editing. That's why I don't go to nobody. I don't sit down at nobody's podcast. I don't want your $3,000. You keep that shit. I put up enough videos on here, I'll make $3,000. But no way. I'm talking about any artist. I ain't even just talking about Puff or anybody like that. I'm talking about any artist. I don't see that sitting on niggas. You know what I mean? Like, whoever, like, okay, if you really want me to put it blunt for you, it really comes from the ideas of women. You understand what I'm saying? Just hear me out. Women, the time that I grew up, whatever, I'm in my late 40s now, but when I was growing up, women that gossiped, and I know a lot of y'all probably can identify with this, women that gossip, people would stay away from them. Or they go Miss Jenkins. Or there used to be a character on A Living Color. Anybody remember A Living Color? She said, I ain't the one that gossips, so you ain't heard it from me. Bonita, that was her name on the show. Go look up Bonita or whatever. They used to shame women like that. You understand? Now, in an effort for these men to try to get a date, try to sit next to, or even in most cases, I would say, leech off these women's like YouTube celebrity, what they'll do is they'll agree with shit that they never would agree with if we were all sitting in a room where it was full of men. You understand what I'm saying? If it was a room full of men, a lot of these dudes on a YouTube podcast wouldn't be saying nothing they say. And some of them know exactly what to say to get in these women's pockets. They know exactly what to say to get in these women's pockets. And that's why some of these women are mad nowadays. They're like, oh, that's another person trying to get over on me. That's another person trying to take money from me, extrapolate money from me. And the ladies, they feel like, especially the black women, they feel like, well, hell, we could trust each other more than we could trust the men. And you're looking at people like, what's that dude's name? Derek or whatever his name is, that big fella that ended up cheating on his girl and then put his girl on camera. I still thought that was wild. But the women are still over there supporting this nigga. Derek Johnson, whatever his name is, he had the girl with the bonnet on her head. I thought that was a good woman. Now, I ain't no fool to sit there and not recognize a good woman. That was a good woman. She was timid. And she wasn't hyphy, and she wasn't one of those, crop girls or whatever. She was a plain old church gal. And one day, you going to look back at this, Derek Jackson or whatever, Derek Jackson, that's his name. You're going to look back at it, you're going to be like, I should have never left that girl. Trust me. Trust me. It's going to hit him. He's going to be like, I got out here in these streets, messing with all these scuzz buckets, and I could have been with shorty that gave a fuck about me. Dame, you still got time. You still got time, Dame Dash. You still got time. You understand what I'm saying? You're not done. You're not out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Jada solidified it the other night. Niggas can go damn near 60 with this now. Who gives a fuck who's talking about whatever? Yankee Stadium was packed out. I heard niggas online talking about Jay-Z's 56. He should retire. Nigga, he just filled the whole fucking Yankee Stadium. The games don't be even filled on Yankee Stadium. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about, especially if you don't live in the tri-state. What are you talking about here? What are we talking about here? If you don't live in the New York City tri-state, then you know Yankee Stadium don't even never be packed when it's games like that sometimes. Unless it's a playoff game or something like that, or we head towards a series on the regular time of the year, Yankee Stadium don't be packed like that. There be empty seats everywhere. Anybody want to disagree with me on that? Anybody? There be empty seats. They'll start selling them seats for dirt ass cheap too. You know what I'm saying? Just to make it feeling. You walk up to the gate, be like, yo, wait till like the third inning. Wait till like the third or fourth inning. Come on, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nigga, I was going to look out for you anyway, nigga. You could have took this little 30 early. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me slide on through this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there we get Tyrone. I'm going to be back over here next week, nigga. We can keep it 30 all season, nigga. We can keep it on 30 all season. That's a lot of money. How many games this week? Take his little $30, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Take his little $30, might want to do the game, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Jay filled out the stadium. That's the point. And he did it 3 nights in a row. The players in the baseball league can't even do that. Sell seats. So Jay-Z just opened up the door where a nigga could damn near do this till he's 62, 63 years old, or until you fit in a wheelchair or something like that. Y'all don't say nothing about Angela Bassett. I don't ever hear nobody saying Angela Bassett need to retire. I don't ever hear nobody say Halle Berry need to retire. I don't ever hear nobody say Lynn Whitfield need to retire. I don't ever hear nobody say, and God knows she do, what's on the Brat sister's name? I'm still trying to figure out what she do. You know what I'm saying? Nobody say she need to retire. Nobody say Tisha Campbell need to retire. Nobody. It's always focused on the men in rap for some reason. They don't even tell Trina she need to retire. They don't tell Kim she need to retire. They don't tell none of these girl rappers they need to retire. You know what I'm saying? Except for Nicki. They'll go with Nicki like that. You know what I'm saying? That's because they're jealous of Nicki. You know what I'm saying? And Cardi. But yeah, Dame, you got a lot left in you, man. And I don't want to see you wasted. You know what I'm saying? Sitting down, talking to niggas on podcasts for what, man? Whatever you and Jay got, man, y'all niggas work that out. Well, I mean, it's too late now since you snapped. You made another move, so now I can't do that now. I heard something Bleak said, man, and I want to say it, but I ain't gonna say it because I leave that to Bleak to say. Bleak, that's like him. That's like me commenting on something that I wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? Like we was around the Rockefeller niggas here and there, good enough to know many of them, but not like that to be commenting on their business. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, in the effort of just camaraderie, that's what we need to be showing now. There's a lot of young faces looking. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I had to chill out with what I was doing too. I'm like, there's a lot of young boys listening to me. On one hand, I'm trying to tell them good things to do and what not to and what to avoid. And they ain't gonna hear me if they hear it outside of, yo, what'd you say to me? You know what I mean? So I had to pull it back too. Well, we're an example, whether you like it or not. And we can run this thing the way we want to run it. We really can. Oh, we can do this thing a whole totally different way. That's what Jay was trying to show you. We can do this a whole different way. Yeah. And so what I think we need to start doing is we need to stop arguing for the benefit of a nigga sitting in his kitchen. Because most of these podcasts is sitting in the kitchen. They're not like me. I started this channel out being in the streets. Y'all remember? It wasn't until this year. Yeah, about this year, I took a little sabbatical. You understand what I'm saying? I gave y'all a hint of what it could be for the new viewers because I needed to make sure I locked them in or whatever. So I'll make sure y'all hit that cash out because we're going to be doing some moving tomorrow. I got something special for y'all if y'all mess with me. So make sure y'all put 10 or 20 in that cash out pool right there. You know what I'm saying? A 5, whatever you got. $3, whatever you got. Put it in there, whatever. It's for travel costs. Not for nothing else. But we're at a point now where we older guards now. So these cats are looking at us. And some of them is split in half. Some of them are looking at us as inspiration, and some of them are looking at us as, that fulfilled my story about the Baphomet and the Illuminati. You know, like, people love a good mystery because it's a world they ain't never been involved in. You understand what I'm saying? And so they got all these different pedigrees and tiers of how they believe and things they never they confirmed, never seen. You've seen from some of these trials and these cases and things that have been tossed right in front of your face. And now they've dissolved as far as lawsuits are concerned or whatever. So give you enough notice to understand that, okay, everything that's just gossip is just hearsay. And what I need Black and Latin women to do is go back to how great auntie was with y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Bitch, I don't believe that. I want all you ladies to practice, bitch, I don't believe that. Open your mind. There's so many smart women online. I'm dead serious. I had to change my perspective on a couple of things or whatever because a conversation I had, I think it was last Monday when I was in New York, I had with a Black woman that was very interesting. You understand what I'm saying? Very, very interesting because she agreed with some of my points and I agreed with some of her points. You know what I mean? But we saw, you know what I mean, an equilibrium or whatever. And it was a great conversation. And she wasn't a bad looking woman either. Total stranger. My friend, it was a friend of one of my friends. You know what I'm saying? And my friend is Honduran. So this is a Black American girl. But I said to you this, man. If you're gonna keep this up, Dane, talking to these podcasts, which I know you're gonna do what the fuck you want to do anyway. That's the problem Cam got with you. You're gonna do what you want to do anyway. But I'm just saying, you take the time, take a few moments, sit back, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying, how these niggas are prepping to use you for the next 2 weeks. After they finish using you, they're going to toss you away and throw you away like a Cabbage Patch Dog. You understand what I'm saying? And old Nikki Prissy or whoever that goofy ass bitch you got rapping for you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get rid of that. You know what she remind me of? She remind me of the chick of Jackie Brown. You remember the movie Jackie Brown with Samuel Jackson and Chris, whatever his name was in it too. There's a scene at the end of with him and Robert De Niro, right? Towards the end of the movie. They go to the beach house. You remember the chick that was in the beach house? That's who that bitch remind me of, but a dirty version. You know what I'm saying? She filthy looking. Factory. New York City tri-state, man. You know what I mean? We're in the New York City tri-state. That's what I'll be giving out. New York City tri-state. I'm from a lot of places. Yeah, I don't be talking to strangers like that any motherfucker. Whether you hear my voice, you'll understand. You know, his voice don't come from the Midwest or the South. Shout out to them though. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Midwest and the South. Always love. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of people on the West Coast because of my sister and because of travel that I've done out there in the past. So people be thinking I don't know nobody in the West. I'll be like, oh, you got that fucker. I know a terror. A living terror. And him and about 15 motherfuckers terrorists in the neighborhood out there in California. I mean terrorists. That's the best way I can explain it. These shit is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, you believe, you don't. I don't care. What I was supposed to do. Anyway, long story short here. Shout out to everybody in the West and the South, but nah, I represent the New York City tri-state, man. That's why I hold down up here. You know what I mean? This is my home. You know what I'm saying? I know this shit. I know people in all 3 states, Jersey, New York, and CT. So it's like, yeah, I'm one of the few people that can do that. I got friends in every borough. There's not a borough that I can go to except for maybe Staten Island where I can't use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Actually, Staten Island, I'm covered. I got my little brother be out there. So Staten Island, I'm covered too. Maybe Coney Island. I don't know too many people in Coney Island like that. Dame Dash has got a battle with him. He's not going to have to retract some of that BS. I would tell these bloggers they got some more additional clips they want to put out about you. I tell them to slow it down right now. I would. You don't want this stuff to get out there like that. Not in the middle of Jay getting ready to do a run. You understand? Because that's the music or whatever he's got playing next. Because you see, this is a rollout. This is the rollout, Dame. You know what the rollout is, huh? Wake the fuck up. All right, wake the fuck up. This is a rollout. You used to fucking commission these things here. Listen to me. Just like I said, when he said something on stage about you, and that video is still up, when he said something on stage about you at the freaking Philly concert with the Roots. You understand what I'm saying? I said at that time, I made a whole video and I said, yo, and it's still up on this channel. Dame, don't respond to him. You respond to him negatively, you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose everything, because the first thing that's going to happen is the first word you say, here come the vloggers. What else do you think about it, Dame? Tell us more, Dame. Sit with us for a game. We got a good $2,000, $3,000. You don't need that fucking money. Tell them to keep it. Tell them to keep it. I don't want your little picky pocket sit down money. You go concentrate and you put $10,000 instead of paying $120,000 a year. See, this was Puff's problem. Always want to splurge. Big splurge. Big splurge. This nigga was sending broads $20,000 in fucking Ubers. Come to find out the court. I said, you was sending broads $20,000, but the teen don't get a Christmas gift or something. Like, if it was me, I would have been like, hey, it's $3,000. Thanks for the year, man. It's $3,000. Go buy your broad something extra for this Christmas. You know what I'm saying? How the baby's doing? Word here, man. Go extra $10,000. You know what I'm saying? We thought, like, y'all niggas are lost in a world that don't exist no more. You understand? And I'm not saying y'all can't have it back, because God knows I'm going to be on the front row, but y'all got to do it different this time. And all this sitting down, what y'all think is matriculated into what's happening now, that ain't what's happening now. That's some sucker shit. Same thing when Capo come on, man. Don't go sitting with all these niggas. Go sit with 5 selective niggas. You go sit with them 5 selective people, it'll make you coming home bigger. Oh, he only sitting with certain people. Don't go sitting with everybody. Oh, no, don't go sit with everybody. We'll talk about that later. Don't worry about that. Anyway, long story short, though. I think Dame Dash can do it. I think Dame Dash can come back. I think Dame Dash is a stronger artist than Nikki Prissy or whatever that broad is. He's toting around with him looking like a freaking Todd. But you need a better look. I want you to go back. If you're going to do street clothes, talk to Kanye. Get some of that clothes, some of the clothes Kanye got. I don't know what the fuck you thinking. You could be promoting that. Every interview you on, you wearing something from Kanye's line. What the fuck is you thinking about? Every time, and I know Kanye got better shit over there than what you wear. I think that jacket you had on in the Nikki Prissy video, that might have came from over there. You know what I'm saying? Because Kanye got them on the website. Make sure y'all check out Yeezy.com. You heard Yeezy.com. Make sure y'all go check that out. Tell Ye to give you some clothes. You understand what I'm saying? Everything that you should be wearing for the next couple of months, watch how it's going to fit on you. And don't get nothing baggy. Everything must fit. You understand what I'm saying? I did a separate video about Jim Jones. When people was making fun of Jim Jones, I say, no, nigga. Only thing you got to do, you can still do the young look, because I do it. You can still do the young look. You just got to adult it up a little bit. That's all. Adult it up a little bit. I saw him with that big-ass jacket on trying to do it. And stop doing them 90s moves. No more 90s dance. We want no more videos with you doing the dice roll. These niggas don't know nothing about the dice roll. You bring the dice roll out, and that's special. Like, when you do the dice roll, you make that special. So now every time you in a video or whatever, oh shit, Dave, that's what made it special in the first place. Don't forget who we are. And this is not us. We don't sit around and become the same chatty patties that we were talking about. Huh? Is that fair? I don't know. Somebody said I should say this. I don't know. I don't know how I get involved in these things. But my point is here, we like Dame. And we're seeing Dame get succumbed by these freaking vloggers that are just thirst buckets for anything, sitting in their living room. Or they in a hotel. Y'all think y'all slick. These niggas be renting hotel rooms and have a nigga sit out by the lounge area. Oh, this the look. Or sometimes they won't even pay for the room. They'll just go and sit in the conference area of the hotel. Y'all ain't even know that, did you? Niggas go sit in the conference. I know what the conference, man, we'd have been in everything. The W, fucking from the W to La Quinta Inn. I know that trick. All of them have a business room, a computer room, a lounge area in the back where the pool is at or whatever. Sometimes you could even go in there and just sit in there as long as you got a day pass or something like that. Some of these hotels will allow that. So when I talk about Dame Dash, I'm just saying, yeah, sometimes you got to put luxury on hope for a minute, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Get back to the real money. That's what I did. I put luxury on hold. The way I dress nowadays, people see me, they be like, yo, you dress down. I say, yep, I know. I know. Because I used to have a homie. His name, I call him by his name, Panama. My friend Panama, who is Panamanian and speaks Spanish. Pana, but he's a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Pana, he used to wear tatted up pants and shirts and shit. You'd be like, yo, this nigga look like a bum. Little do you know, this nigga will pull out $5,000 on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had another homie, his nickname was literally Bum. Anybody remember Bum from Brooklyn? That was my man's right there. Same thing with him, long dread head, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Look like he's straight from Jamaica. Same thing with him. He would go around wearing the same outfit for like a week, 2 weeks, or whatever. Next thing you know, that boom, he got a fresh car. Boom, he got 10 grand so in his pocket. You understand what I'm saying? That pocket money. You know what I'm talking about, Dame. Used to keep loads of it. Probably still do. So, like I said, the real measurement we got here is not getting Dame Dash under control or Jay-Z's nervous. No. It's to prevent these motherfuckers from using you. And I'm not going to allow them to use you. See, I could have came in with that dumb shit. Yeah, this nigga Dame fucked up. I got kicked out his property. Like these motherfuckers be doing. Everybody got a giggle with. I ain't never seen a whole bunch of giggling niggas that be complaining online about how society is treating them at the same time. It blows my fucking mind. You ever see these giggling motherfuckers that be leaving giggle emojis on everything? I'm like, yo, everything ain't funny, son. Then they started doing this thing when you say some real shit or whatever, they'll leave a laughing emoji behind your comment. There's a whole bunch of sissy shit going on. But they, going through these vloggers, this ain't gonna blow up your channel. This ain't gonna blow up your media conglomerate. This ain't gonna blow up none of that shit, bro. You're gonna be left in the wind with them suck-ass niggas that sit on them podcasts and don't give a fuck about nobody except for destruction. You gotta understand, today's fan is also a hater. You understand what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to it as soon as I drop this new single. First thing that's gonna happen, I'm gonna have a plethora of haters at first. And then it's going to be a second set of people that's going to listen to it, or first initial people will listen to it, be like, yo, that's that joint. I can tell he really do music. You know what I'm saying? Which, if people have been in the studio with me at Daddy's house, Quad, wherever else I've been at, you'll know for a fact. Electric, you know what I'm saying? You'll know for a fact. When I go to the studio, it don't take me no more than 2 takes. Anybody will tell you that. If it take me more than 2 to 3 takes, I shouldn't even be doing the song because it's not coming out natural. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one take king at that. I used to do 1, 2, 3. I do the whole song through. I don't punch me in. I don't need to be punched in. That shit sound irregular when it come on. That's why a lot of these rappers, when y'all hear them, they sound all beat towards the beat because they keep punching in. All right. Stop. And then punch me in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of rappers do it, but when you're doing that type of like chatterbox rap or whatever you want to call it, it don't come out right because it's got to be a consistent form with that flow. Your consistency in the flow is everything. I'm gonna give y'all a little gem right there if you're an artist. The consistency in the flow and the naturalization of how the flow sounds. The shit gotta sound natural. If it don't sound natural, they're not gonna move to it. Now you have exceptions here and there, you know what I'm saying? With some shit that just sound off key. They thought that about DMX when my dogs at. They really did. It was like, yo, this is too off key. We ain't never heard nothing like this before, whatever. DMX dropped that, the people said something different. You see what I'm saying? There's been a lot of songs out here that you would say, okay, this is a far left. And sometimes that far left is a hit. There's a successful way of doing it. But 90% of the time, nah, that's just the way it go. You heard? So that's all I wanted to say about that or whatever. Guys, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, support the channel. We're going to be moving and shaking. Hit the like button if you could. I appreciate that too. We're going to be moving and shaking tomorrow, moving around. If y'all want to support the channel, make sure y'all do so. If not, that's cool too. You know what I mean? We don't mind you. Bobby BK, I appreciate you, Brooklyn. You understand what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Brooklyn. Appreciate you. All right, y'all, I'm going to get up on out of here because I don't stay on here too long doing lives, because especially if I can't make no money from my so-called supporters. And as you see, Dame, remember this. I ain't insulting nobody either, but remember this, Dame, if you hear this. You see how I told these people, I said, yo, just throw in $10, $20, whatever, support the channel, whatever, and they doing nothing, right? It's all because I'm speaking in an elk that they wasn't ready for. They were ready for the elk of me to come in here bashing you. They were ready for the elk of me coming in here calling you a sucker. They were waiting for the elk of me calling you whatever type of name, and then behind it they would have whatever else with it. That's not what this podcast was for. That's not what this video was for. There's too many sucker ass niggas online right now bashing people, talking about people, speaking on things they don't know, and they live in Iowa, whatever. Some dude in my chat room just took back to Africa. So as soon as you go back to England, but make no mistake about it, we got a beautiful thing here, you know. And in the words of Jay-Z in that song of Peter, one of my favorite songs. It reminded me of my friend, an Italian friend of mine. If y'all don't remember not too long ago, I put him up on the screen. Passed away about a month ago now. Shout out to Billy. You know what I'm saying? Got a Peter song with him and Jay Electronica. Go check that song out. It's an acronym, a Peter. Go check that out. It was on Jay Electronica and Jay's conjoined album, if you want to say, or whatever. But that song, I got numbers on my mind. What it say? I got numbers in my phone. They'll never ring again. It's time to call them home. A lot and call them home. I don't know how exactly word for word to go for right now. I got numbers on my phone that'll never ring again. You know what I mean? So check that song out, man. Trust me. That whole album is really some dope shit. You got to go back and revisit that album. Sometimes people drop albums and this society ain't ready for the album yet. That Jay Electronica album with Jay-Z, definitely worth a listen to. If you like 444, go listen to that. It's just like a part 1.5 of that. You understand? Like real talk. I love that song. Anyway, this whole beautiful thing of ours, I don't ever want it to end. That's the last lyric of that. I don't want this thing to end. I think we got a lot of time, fellas. I think all of us got at least 20 more years in us. Hit these stages. Maybe some of y'all 15 to 10, but the majority of us got 10 to 15 years under y'all. We the guys that were up under y'all when y'all were in y'all 30s and 40s at the time, I guess. So we still got time. And I want you to take this time, dang dash, and move forward. I don't want you to take this time arguing with niggas or whatever. Straighten up, wise up. It's money out here. It's money outside. Remember that? It's money outside. So make sure you get it. Y'all make sure y'all hit that Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. Not because I said some good shit, because we're going to be traveling, and I'm going to show y'all a couple things tomorrow, just like I showed y'all yesterday. If not, I'll just do it on my other channel. It's nothing. So make sure y'all do that. And for all the people that's over my new channel, appreciate y'all, whatever. Very much. I really do. Y'all been showing some support and some love, so I don't want to leave y'all out. I'm going to do a live over there sometime today. Right now, I'm going to go home and get some rest because I ain't slept yet. I literally have not slept in 34 hours, 36 hours, son. I just been up, son. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much to get done. And sleeping ain't going to get it done. And I know one particular dude, if he was around, he'd be like, yo, you can sleep later, playboy. You know what I'm saying? What we doing? You know what I'm saying? What you mean you tired? The Titans ain't tired. How was you tired? You know what I'm saying? Jesus wasn't tired when he was making... Don't worry, man. We're doing what we can. Yeah. Doing what we can. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80 travel course. It's under $150. We'll be traveling tomorrow, moving around. And give me 1 second, y'all. Make sure, so let this go by. Basically, hold on 1 second, guys. Basically, if y'all wondering why it's around 150, it's because of pure simple fact. Hold on. Damn. All right. So if y'all wonder why the Cash App is at 150 or whatever for traveling course, because that's how much it's going to cost. I mean, it's about $15 to $23 to eat. I'm gonna have to eat. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not moving around without eating. That's just a no-go. I got to go between boroughs where I want to take y'all to. And then 2, you know what I'm saying, catching the train. That's another thing that eats up my pockets. And then catching the train going down to New York. So y'all make sure y'all support that or whatever. Hit the Cash App up $5 or $10. Don't hit the Super Chat up necessarily because I ain't going to see that till next month. That's how that goes. I finally got like kind of the swing of that. So it kind of goes like I don't know, like we're a month ahead each time. I guess that's how the super chats and all that goes. It's kind of weird too, because it depends on when you get it. You know what I'm saying? Which is also some kind of weird shit. It's a lot of weird stuff that go over here on YouTube that you figure out eventually. You try to figure out, but we're gonna get more of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely need y'all support. I ain't been on here in a week. I think last time y'all saw me, I was moving and shaking. Then I took y'all to 2 locations. Make sure y'all go check that out. That'll be my last 2 lives I did. Only thing you gotta do is hit my name, go to lives. You can see those 2 lives right there for yourself. Now, I mean, we went to 2 places at that time. We're gonna go to some more places too, but I want to make sure I want to have it so I can go there like 2-3 times out of the week. That's why I said throw in 150. So now, boom, I give you something every day this week at a different location. There's a lot of things going on. Do not forget, I live in the New York City tri-state area. That's one thing. But 2, I know people that your favorite bloggers don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can get into spots that they can't get into. You know what I mean? In fact, they won't let some of them in there on purpose with the camera. So figure that out. Y'all make sure y'all hit the Cash App, hit the like button. I will talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for joining me. Every last one of y'all. Appreciate you. Peace.